So, video 3, time boxing and iterations. Uh, Iterative development is something that you can take literally, which is rote iterations happening at regular time intervals, what I would tend to call rolling deadlines. Or you can talk about that from a number of other perspectives. So it's easy. A lot of software developers are very literal thinkers. A lot of you watching this are very literal thinkers. And so when we say iterative development, that almost always translates to 2-week time boxes. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 4. Oh my God, sometimes it's 8. When any company comes to me and says, we're doing time boxing and we have 4-week time boxes, that's not even time boxing. The most that you can get away with is 2 weeks. 1 week is preferable, but no weeks is the most preferable. So what does that mean? What does it mean? Because what we're fed, what we're taught about Agile is that it means every 2 weeks we do a demo so that we're reliably relating our value and our product back to the customer that gets a chance to take a look at it and comment, right? That's great. It was a lot better than what happened before 1997. But since then, a lot's changed. We can do real-time release. We can actually talk to our customers on Slack in, again, real time. When Riot Games was building League of Legends, they built it and they were doing rapid releases, and then they were actively chatting with users as they were playing the game. That's iterative development with the iteration of being pretty close to 0, right? There are any number of ways that we can do iterative development. My personal favorite is you build a relationship with your customer, which means you know who they are. You actually talk to them, and you release thematically. So you don't pick your backlog up and shake it until a bunch of things Fibonacci-ly fit into a 2-week gap. But you actually say, okay, you know what? I think that we have, these 3 features and these 2 bugs put together equal a coherent story, something that we can tell the customer and say, this time we've made it easier to log in. Or this time we've made it easier to fill out this form. Or this time we've made it easier to search for this kind of information. Then you release that to the customer. The customer now receives it in a package that the customer can understand. The customer doesn't understand we fixed bugs number 72, 83, and 906. The customers understand now you can do this stuff, right? That means that the customer can do something pretty interesting. They can this might seem crazy, but now the customer can actually say, hey, this works, or no, this doesn't work, because they understand what it is that they've received. You've given them a product. You haven't given them a bunch of stuff that made the software work better or the site work better or whatever. You've given them something that they can use, they can play with, and they can tell you whether or not that's the case. Okay. Yes, thematic releases might be a lot shorter than 2 weeks. They could be an hour. It could be 15 minutes. So, what's that mean then? Does that mean that you're literally going to be talking to your customers every 15 minutes? That's my personal dream. It's often not very possible, right? So, the interaction of your individuals is to create a process that will give software to the customer at a rate that they can consume it and in a package that makes that consumption easy, right? Does that make sense? So now it's like, so what we don't want to do is say every 2 weeks we're going to dump a load of crap on you, because number one, that gets monotonous. And number two, people start to lose track of what was fixed when because there's no coherence to the releases. In a thematic release, you are delivering objects of value that people want, that they appreciate, and then that they can comment upon. So again, whole goal of these things isn't to rewrite Agile, isn't to give you an entirely new way to do Agile. It's to give you stuff to think about. So think about that. What would it look like if you didn't have the monotonous every 2-week release cycle and instead released objects of value in containers of value that the people receiving the value recognized as value?